Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about making a slab. And um, things first, you don't have a slab roller at home. Nobody really does unless you are um, really, really, really into clay, and that's okay. You're going to need for this a couple of things. One being a yogurt lid and a pair of scissors. This is going to be your rib to smooth with. So what I do is I recommend going along the outside edge and cutting so that you have a curve, and then going about halfway, and then maybe making just kind of like a little kidney shape. Okay, just something like that. And that way you can use it to smooth with. It works really remarkably well. It's going to be a little bit more sensitive than the rubber ribs that we have here, but hey, we're improvising, right? So I have some clay here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to smack it around a little bit and turn it into a ball shape, no, sharp edges, and then I'm going to smack it on either my board or a table. If you're working on anything that doesn't have a lot of porousness, like there's a reason why we have canvas here, the clay's going to stick, so it's best to work on a board. If you don't have a board at home, I can get you one. I have extras. Mr. Hansley cut me a whole bunch of plywood boards to give out, so it's really great. But whatever it is that you're working on, like even if you have like a kitchen table, you can lay out a sheet and it'll maybe like tape it underneath temporarily. It'll be a little bit more annoying to work with as I eat my hair, but at the same time, it just wants to keep going in. At the same time, we're working with what we got, So I have this ball of clay here. I'm going to smack it down. Ready? Smack it hard down. Whoa! One time. That's going to keep happening. So I have a flat side. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put the flat side on the back of my hand, and then we're going to, again. Okay. Maybe I need to move this over. You guys love my camera work, I know. I know you do. I'm going to try and get it. So I have the camera on a different table now. So now I have this, it's like kind of like a hamburger patty of clay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flllop the clay. That's right, I said it. Flllop. It's a word I made up. It's flllloppy. And what you want to hear when you're doing this is a very soft sound. It's like, okay? It's not a smack down. So you have two smacks and then fllops. So the reason why I say this is because you kind of need an angle for it. So I put my hands out straight, right? And then I bring it in towards me and release about midway through. So watch. Okay? And then I'm going to flip it over, go the other direction. Now, you can even do, I call it the four-fingered flip. You wish that it was a flipping of the bird, but it's not. So I put my thumb on top, my four fingers on the bottom, flip out, okay? Bring it back and bring it in. So, yeah, that's a nice soft sound. Did you hear that? And what you're doing is, did you hear that sound? I love that. So what you're doing is you're slowly expanding it. The angle is what gives it that expansion. As you get wider, it's easier. Now this, if you really keep your stuff moving, this will give you a pretty even slab.
Any student who opted to take the Keystone exam, please report to the auxiliary gym at this time. Thank you.
You guys wish you were back in school, don't you? Now, here's another trick. If you are able to get two items that are equal thickness, about this size. I have 2 rulers here. You could use 2 sticks. Like, look around in your shed or your garage, and probably you have some, you know, thin wood hanging out. Maybe like a shim for a door would be good. Here's another idea. 2 chopsticks that you stole from China One. You could do that. So what we do with these is we put them on either side. And if your parents let you, okay, you can use a rolling pin. And what you can do is you can even out your slab by using a rolling pin. All right? You can even roll out the whole thing with a rolling pin if you want, just like you make cookies or pie crust. I actually like the fllllopping method because A, it's fun, and B, it gives you a little bit less to roll, and so I feel like it makes a more even slab. I think that's really what I like about it, is that it makes a more even slab. So you can just even it out this way, and if you put your rolling pin on the stick, it won't go beyond that, so it won't go any lower. So you have a pretty even slab here that you can use. So now that I have this slab, I can take this, okay, and I'm going to smooth the surface out. And it's doing it, you know. And I would say this, if you just can't get it buttery smooth like in other times, just make sure that everything looks pretty uniform. So like what I'm discovering is like the plastic isn't as smooth. If I use more of like the base, so like I put my fingers up a little bit from the edge and bend it back so that this will give me more of a softer edge. So there's a couple of tips and tricks for you. I hope that you like this. I know that this was a 7-minute long video. Maybe you stuck around for the whole thing. If you did, kudos to you. I hope that you are well. I hope that you are safe. Wear your masks. Take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Drink lots of tea. What else? Sleep. Sleep a lot. All right. I'm pushing minutes now.